naked hand. And essentially that's on about a medium heat for grilling. And then in front here we've got our broccoli and cauliflower. What I like to do is think about how long things are cooking for. So the steak for me is going to be about 15, 20-ish minutes. The broccoli cauliflower is roughly 15, so I've got those started together. The sauteed vegetables, however, don't take as long, so I'm going to wait about 5 minutes or so into this before getting started, because it's nice to have your sauteed vegetables nice and finished, close to when everything else is done, because the longer it gets sitting there, it's not as enjoyable. So stay tuned. Okay, so we're about 5 minutes or so into steaming our vegetables and cooking our steak. And so what I've done here is I have my pan warming up with about a little less than medium heat, but a little bit more than low. And I'm going to take some organic Trader Joe's coconut oil. And I'm going to take about, I don't know, a couple of tablespoons of oil. And we are going to throw that into the pan. And my oil, because it's chili, is a bit hard. All right. Okay, as we're sauteing, we're going to start with the onion. And then we're going to let the onion get nice and soft before adding in the mushrooms. All right, and now I'm going to add in the mushrooms. And then we're going to let those get nice and soft, and then they're going to release their juices, and we'll show you what that looks like. All right, so what you're going to notice with the mushrooms is that when they start releasing their juices, they're actually going to start looking a little bit more transparent and shiny. And when that happens, then you know you're ready to go on to the next step, which is roughly about now. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in the red peppers. We'll just dump that in. And this is also a really good time to add in the garlic too. And keep in mind that you are still cooking steak, so be sure to check the temperature of that. And then also just making sure that you are checking on your broccoli and cauliflower too. Alright, and I'm also at this time, I'm going to go ahead and add in, this is probably a teaspoon size, add in a nice, healthy teaspoon times 2-ish. Yeah, that probably looks good. And then I'll stir that. Remember, those are the spices we use to cook with the steak. It's going to be a nice complement. All right. And we'll let that cook. All right, so we're ready to throw in the kale. And I'm just going to dump it right on in. And you can see that the color is kind of a dull green right now. And what's really important when you're working with dark green leafy vegetables, be it spinach or kale, you're going to notice that the greens are going to turn a bright, bright, bright green. And when that happens, you know you're done. So I'd like for you to observe the color of the kale. And I'm going to saute the vegetables and get them nice and mixed, waiting for that moment. And if you have kids and you're teaching them to cook, always encourage them about the rainbow, you know, eating the rainbow and all the fabulous colors that fresh food actually provides. Now I'm going to add the lemon. And I've already cut it in half, and I'm actually going to use this fabulous little lemon and lime squisher. That's the technical term. I'm just going to throw that in. I love to add a little bit of an acid or a zest, acid meaning like a lemon or a lime, some sort of citrus. I think it really ties in the flavors fabulously. And lemon with kale is so, so tasty. So that's what we're doing. Okay, So you're noticing that the kale has turned a really nice dark green, and when that happens, you know that you are finished. So this dish is ready to go. All right, so this is our final step. Our vegetables have been sauteed and our steak is cooked, and our broccoli and cauliflower have been steamed. And what I've done is I've just emptied out the water from the bottom portion of this pan. And then I'm going to take the nice steamed broccoli and cauliflower and dump it in, right? Then we have this fabulous potato smasher, and we're just gonna smash away like you would potatoes. Getting it nice and squished. And then, as you remember, the theme of our fabulous keeping the flavors all congruent and the same is I'm going to do probably a tablespoon, sorry, this is a teaspoon of the herbs. Let's go ahead and throw in another teaspoon. I'm very much an eyeballer when I cook. And nice and even and stirred. Continuing just to mash. And then you're going to notice here that I have a Trader Joe's coconut milk. And what you can do, so it's really common to add butter and actual cow milk to potatoes. But what I'm going to do is add 1/4 of a cup of coconut milk into this. And it's lumpy because it's coconut. It will melt, don't you worry. And what we're doing is we're getting a nice consistency. This is not potato, bear in mind, but it does taste rather delicious. And if you don't like coconut milk or that particular flavor, you can always add your own milk, cow milk alternative, like almond milk, cashew milk, I don't know, whatever floats your boat. You can even use cow milk if you prefer that. If you are using cow and you are eating cheese, it's always kind of nice to have a little bit of Parmesan cheese in here too. But we're going to leave it as that, and then we'll serve you up. All right, so now everything is prepared and ready to go, so we are going to plate it up. Okay, so keep this nice and pretty. Oh, look at those beautiful colors. Excellent. Let's take the steak and that, like so. And then if you want to do your cauliflower mash, and throw in a fresh rosemary. All right, so you have a coenzyme Q10 Rich meal for dinner, and it's super easy, it's grain-free, and I hope that you really enjoy it. It's got a nice Cajun flavor, fresh rosemary to kind of bring you that outdoors into your plate. Bon appetit, and I hope you enjoyed Dr. Lexi's Kitchen and a fabulous meal.